Check, 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 test. I think that should be working. Hey all, I just got in. Thank you for joining my stream. Um, James, dude, hi, how are you, James? I'm doing well. Lana has an eye infection, unfortunately. I'm gonna get into that. I have a lot of stuff I'm gonna get into. As you can see, the camera is askew, and I still have my jacket on. I literally just got in the door. I had a customer that wanted some things done on his Xbox controllers, and he came in last minute. When I talked to him today, I told him, yeah, no problem, you can start gaming tonight, man. And then he came late, and there was an extra problem with his Xbox controller, so um, I had to work late, and that's just how it goes. I actually didn't make any extra money tonight. I told him just to pay me tomorrow because he actually has to come see me again tomorrow. Anyways, he's driving out to Brampton, which is like 20, 30 minutes away, so I tried to get it done for him tonight so he doesn't have to do the double trip. And as you could see, I don't have my microphone set up. I was supposed to fix my microphone by now. A lot of reasons why that hasn't been done. A lot of reasons why a lot of things haven't been done. But this microphone has been breaking on me. It broke a few times already. And I didn't want to have to deal with that anymore. It has a micro USB plug in it. It's one of the best microphones. It is the best microphone I've ever used. And I want to put a USB-C port on there. So yeah, poor Lana. I hope she comes by. She's been spending a lot of time with me because she has an eye infection, and I want to show, I guess, yeah, it's gnarly, but, you know, I want to show it off because I'm inspecting it constantly every day. And she has some type of eye infection. It started with a squint, and this is probably a week and a few days ago. And I was kind of concerned because I was seeing maybe some kind of thing in her eye. And at some point I started using peroxide to clean it because I noticed that it had some bacteria in there. So putting peroxide seemed to be doing something. But unfortunately, what I think happened is I left some peroxide without washing it off, and it caused her skin around her eye to go raw, and then now it's scabbed. So darn, I made it worse without making it better. But that's been a week now, so it's showing some slight improvement. I'm giving her some eye drops on a regular basis. And yeah, she seems to be doing okay. She's in totally good health. She's not lethargic or anything like that. She's doing well. She's doing well regardless. Let me get some music happening in here because I just got set up. So another reason why I'm late, I did work late, but I ran to the grocery store because I wanted to pick up these drinks that I found. This is a Bumblebee Transformers Rise of the Beast. Is this Rise of the Beast? Yeah, it is Rise of the Beast. Oh no, this one's Transformers Bumblebee. And it's like a Japanese ramen drink. It says Japanese. Is it from Japan? It's from Taipei City. So I guess, oh, that's Taipei is Taiwan. So it's a Taiwanese drink. Transformers branded. This is a grape flavor ramen. I've already had a whole bunch of them, so I know what I'm in for. And then this one is an Optimus Prime one. I think I threw out all the cans. I've been on a real cleaning binge, so I'm in the mode of not saving things anymore. Oh, let me get the chat up on the screen too. Boy, oh boy, I'm behind, but I feel empowered. I do feel empowered. I feel that my control over my own life is beginning again. It feels like I had lost control over my life a long time ago, and these events are still like, they're still lingering because they haven't been resolved. And like the reason why a lot of these things haven't been resolved because it's now like a judicial court matter. So I think I mentioned the other day on Goober's stream that I had to go to trial because someone tried to murder me. And that's true. Someone did try to murder me. And I've been reluctant to talk about it Because the whole ordeal has made me completely depressed. How could I be assaulted by someone I was trusting and someone I thought like needed my care type of thing. So what happened is there was this girl who lived in my building. Now I haven't discussed this with anyone. My lawyer has been telling me don't talk about this to people in your building. Um, but now that I've actually went to trial for this, it's not over. We have another trial date about this. It was supposed to be a 2-day trial thing, but I don't know. The whole court system is crazy, and they lump these trials all together and these other things. So in any case, I have been diagnosed with a lump in my brain on August 27th. Doctors informed me that, oh, through a CAT scan, that you have a potential brain tumor. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. I had a number of other issues that I've been dealing with. Come to think of it, one of the biggest problems I've had in my life is that I had this crazy health problem in 2020, and I thought it was a result of COVID. I thought I had like long COVID or something like that. And okay, prepare for loud music. Is it loud? I hope not. Let me just make sure. Okay, that doesn't seem bad. Unfortunately, I can't play this song because it's going to get flagged for copyright infringement. Mitchmer told me what songs to use. He didn't mention this particular song, but for some reason this one gets me copyright flagged. I'm just going to stop it so I don't get flagged. Okay, back to my murder story. So this person turned out to be, well, unhinged. For whatever reason, this person wasn't stable. And, you know, unstable people, especially if they're young, have an interest in doing drugs, I suppose. And I'm bringing this up because I feel this person really wanted someone to do drugs with. And she happened to move into my place because she lived in the building. Like, she lived downstairs with her mother on a few floors down, and we met, and she was walking her dog, I was walking my cat, and she ended up spending a lot of time in my place and kind of just moving her stuff in. And then, like, within a month and a half, she just totally went kooky and sour. Well, I should have saw the red flags, arguing with her mother all the time and yelling and screaming and crazy shit like that. And the reason why she had to have some sanctuary to go to where it's quiet, that should have raised some flags with me. But I needed someone to spend time with at that time. COVID, this was like July, August, 2021. So COVID was happening for a long time. Wow, bold scrap. Wow, bull scrap. What was the other one saying? It'll come to me, James. The one that your mom was saying. Darn. I guess it's not applicable to this situation, but that's definitely a bolt scrap situation. So, long story short, she was drinking, and then one night she just lost her shit. It was building up, and her mother, like her father, her parents are divorced. And the mother just like tried to milk the father for money. They're from Iran, and they're just kind of strange people. A lot of these people who come into Canada just try and take advantage of the system. And I don't appreciate, well, it don't really make any difference to me. I own my own business, so I don't have to worry about that kind of nonsense. So she tried to pull a stunt and take advantage of me. She actually robbed me and stole a whole bunch of stuff from me by breaking in here with the cops. She yelled and screamed at the security. She's manipulative, and the security was a new guy from India, and that's why they hire these new Indian guys, because they can underpay them for like a serious security job. And they let her into my apartment and they robbed me. She totally looted my place. And fortunately, her mother at the time, just like, I was on good terms with the mother. No reason to be on bad terms with the mother. If I went down to her place, a number of things were missing. And then I'm like, damn, my bloody sunglasses are down there. So I went down, I looked in her place. It was just a mountains of my stuff, and like she took my furniture to like pile them in. It was crazy. I only got my sunglasses back out of all that. And so she assaulted me. I still have a scar from that. Let's see if this is going to pick up on cam. I can see this on my cam. So it starts here and it comes around here and it goes up here. That is a bite mark. That's a bite mark on my arm. Boom, boom, boom. So that's been there for 3 years. That's what you call assault with bodily harm. Yet, in the system that we live in, of course, they believe the girl. But it doesn't make sense because I was going through, for the trial, I had to go through like the court documentation and well, I didn't go through the court documentation because we didn't get the transcripts yet. But I went through like the statements that she made at the police station at that night, and she was unhinged. Any layman can see she was not on the level. She was under the influence of something, and I'm not exactly sure why. I know she was drinking, but aside from that, there was more to it. Anyways, I don't want to get too excited about that. That was nonsense. But I'm feeling more empowered because, like, this whole thing was ridiculous. The fact that I have to go to trial and I was assaulted. Anyways, long story short, she assaulted me. She scratched me, and she bit me. She almost bit my finger off. Blood everywhere, and I threw her out. Simple as that. And we have recorded video. She had recorded video of herself incriminating herself. And even still, after her Looney Tunes statement in the police station, my lawyer was like, I have no idea why the cops didn't charge her. But I don't know, there's a lot of things wrong in my immediate area. I live in Mississauga. There's a lot of things wrong with our environment that there's not that much money going around in Canada anymore. So, just things are getting rough, like really rough, and it's been getting rough for a long time. I would say something in the mid-2010s. She's a female Galvatron. Yeah. Yeah. That's just insane. Insane. I think that's giving her too much credit, though. Galvatron is quite fortuitous. But yeah, no. On the insane part of Galvatron, she's totally female Galvatron. Like that exclusive they did for TFCon that one year. I think it was TFCon they did that female Galvatron. That was cool. I like that. I regret not picking that up. Curious, what was that? Was it Ocular Max? They did a bunch of female... Oh, there's a lot of art that I probably shouldn't put on screen. Good thing I didn't share screen yet. So I think it was Ocular Max that released like a bunch of those female like Megatron, Armada Megatron. Oh, this is cool. Oh, okay, I have to share this. I think I could share this without getting any kickback. So this is nice. I like this. This is like very Andrew Wildman, Simon Furman era art style. I really like that. That's really cool. Yeah, where it's not too boxy, but it like the metallic parts have like curves to it. I love it. That's great. And it's a female Galvatron. That's cool. I almost said RC. Kind of looks like RC. Actually, yeah, the helmet is RC helmet. Okay, that's why. But the Ocular Max is this one. Yeah, this is cool. I like it. Maybe the Megatron one is more my thing. Because I just like those horns. Please nothing bad. Please nothing bad. This one. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. That's cool. Makoto Ono's art. Oh, yeah. Hey, Ninja. Awesome. Thank you for telling me. And thank you for reminding me for giving credit. Galvarc by Raptron 1987. But Ninja says it's Makoto Ono. Nice. Makoto Ono. Oh, Yoko Ono, that's what that brings to mind. I've been on a kaiju binge. So there's like this, I forget the name of it, but it's like a Godzilla live stream on YouTube. So Lana's been sick, so she's just sitting on the couch with me. I'm spending as much time with her. My neighbor's dog is passing away, so she's like spending a lot of time with Lana. And now it's a good opportunity than ever because she has a really, really nasty eye thing going on, crusty, scabby eye. So yeah, we spent all yesterday, her and I were watching kaiju movies. So the first one was Gamera, and I was thrilled that was the first one that was on when we put it on, and we've been watching it 24/7 since then. So like I have it on in the living room and in the bedroom, and last night, all night, we were watching kaiju stuff. And at some point I fell asleep and I had left the volume up, and Birdron sleeps right behind the TV. And he lost his shit in the middle of the night because like there's all these kaiju noises happening. He was pissed off at me this morning. Birdron's always pissed off at me though. Birdron is constantly cross with me. He loves the cat. If the cat is nearby, he'll hang out. He won't flinch. He'll land on the cat. Yeah. James is glad Ninja's here. Me too. Sorry, I missed Ninja's streams. He's been doing some gaming streams lately and I haven't been able to catch up with it. I will do my best to catch right on. Thanks for being here. Since we have now a crew, let me show off this one. I didn't show off this one. Oh yeah, I'm on the little screen. I'm excited. I feel like I'm talking. I am excited. I feel empowered. Tonight's stream is I'm taking my life back, and that's what's happening with me. Life is coming back in control here. Yeah, I played the Marvel vs. Capcom collection last night. Nice. That's a great game. I love those games. I was such a Wolverine fanatic, and who wasn't? So I'm at the arcade. Mirage with Wolverine all day long. That's a great game. Great series of games. Ton of great games. I was just doing something. Oh yeah. I'm a little bit all over the place, but I feel like I'm on top of things. Godzilla movie marathon. Toko Shoutsu is the channel that was playing. Oh, and I'm watching that Gamera one, and then like there's this one scene where they're in like a dance hall, and like there's a bunch of these young kids dancing, and the police come in. They're like, "You gotta leave! You have to leave right now!" And one guy's like, "No, we want to dance. We want to do what we want to do. We want to have fun." And they started dancing again, and the band starts playing, and the song is like, Gamera, do 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 do, Gamera, do 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 do. It was such a bop, man. It was a bop, and I love it, and I want to cover that. Oh, and I want Goober. I want Goober to play that song when Gamera comes on. Gamera. I'll find out if that's copyright first. Yeah. That made my day. So from then on, me and Lana were just totally into that. I'm going to try and play it in the background here. There's Gojira. So what I learned when I was in Japan, I was saying Godzilla, you know Godzilla. Hey, you know Godzilla? And they're like, well, my one friend, he's such a guy. He's like, no, I don't know Godzilla. What do you mean you don't know Godzilla? He's like, it's Gojira. And I'm like, what the hell? It's the same thing. He's like, no, it's not the same thing. There's the American Godzilla. That's a thing that I'm not familiar with. And then there's Gojira. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I kind of knew, I know the difference, you know, I guess. He didn't really have to explain it to me. It's like the old Toei, not Toei. Oh, darn. Who made Godzilla? Tokusatsu? No. Anyways. Tomy? No. Well, the classic black and white Godzilla movies is what I'm referring to. That's a completely different entity than the Godzilla American one. In brief, the American Godzilla is a monster that needs to be stopped and killed and shot at without really any reason. And then the Godzilla character like destroys the city without any reason. But the Japanese Gojira has like symbolism towards like the atomic bomb and the Second World War and rebuilding and making peace with the bomb and making peace that it happened, and like Dr. Strangelove learned to stop worrying and love the bomb. Hey Impactor, nice to see you here. Hey, how have you been? Oh, I'm not gonna say I've been shit, but I was at a borderline where things were just intense. So the past 2 weeks I didn't work. I didn't do anything. I put on my website, we're closed for the week, and then the following week I just still didn't answer the phone. So I've had a lot of crazy things going on. A trial, somebody assaulting me, but I had to defend myself. I had like my health issues, my cat issues, I have social issues, but things are becoming clear. I'm taking control of my own life, and I'm not allowing others to like pull me in this direction, that direction, because that's kind of how things have been going lately. In the past 4 years. Oh man, grandmother died in 2018. That's when I left Japan, because like I totally was worried about my like hitting complete low at that time, and then when I came back I thought I would be all up for shit, and then I wasn't. Oh yeah, my ex-girlfriend at the time was crazy, and oh man, not Galvatron crazy, but her own way. When I played Marvel Superheroes, I played Wolverine and took out Thanos with a Power Stone Berserker Barrage in 1994 in an arcade long ago. That 1994 is a completely different century, my friend. That was a long time ago. I was there. It's a good year. But let's take Impactor for example. Impactor has no idea what the hell 1900s is, 1990s. I love him for that. It's funny because like we could act like anything happened and he wouldn't know any the wiser. Impactor wouldn't know. Hey James, how you been? Yeah, James, how are you doing? How's everyone doing? Impactor, Ninja, hope you're all doing well. I'm a little bit hungry. I'm gonna tide my appetite over with this Japanese ramen. It says Japanese ramen, but it's actually from Taiwan. But I'm okay with that. Does it have? I guess it has Taiwanese writing on it. Taiwanese would. Does it have their own language? Oh, it says "Hi up." Hi up. Hi. This one is just ramen flavor, and the ingredients are sugars, fructose, sugar. That's in brackets for sugar. Flavor. Citric acid and sodium citrate. Okay. Very skeptical about what that's in. Oh man, all the crazy stuff from Asia. Who knows what they put it in there? It's not food. You can guarantee it's not food. It's not edible. What my same friend from Japan would say is, you'll survive. We'll kill you. So, cheers. Oh, I don't have a glass. I don't have any clean glasses. Yeah, it tastes like bubblegum ramen. Nice. Impactor. Well, I'm doing good. Deceptikitty just did my very first copy and pasted stop motion. I wonder what that means, copy and pasted stop motion. Your last stop motion of the Transformers the movie, Jazz, is crazy awesome. That's so awesome. Like, not only did you like catch everything frame by frame, but like you even caught the transitions and like, dude, phenomenal. Do the whole movie. Do that whole movie like that. And the fact that you're using your boxes as like the scenery is hilarious. I don't think that can get any more like that's now like a signature of yours, is like if I happen to like come across a video like in the middle of it and I see like these boxes, and I'm like, oh, that's an impactor style thing. So that's cool. That's like your thing. And yeah, really good effects. I'm liking all the smoke effects and things you're including there. Had a brain fart. It's good ramen. So I was talking about that trial. That was nonsense, but like I don't know, my lawyer has other things to do. It's not like he has any interest in like dealing with it before it has to go down, right? So only up until when he started dealing with it, I gotta turn my heater on. Only up until when he started dealing with it, did he start to realize that like this is a really open and shut case. He was a little bit concerned that of course like I'm facing some kind of repercussions for getting involved with that girl. But the more we looked at it, he's like, dude, this is absolutely insane. Don't have any idea why the cops didn't charge her. That would have been an easy open and shut case for them. But they didn't. So, yeah, I'm feeling better about that because we actually got to address it. Like, we actually got to deal with it, and like, now I'm not worried. Totally not worried anymore. Well, I'm worried that I have a lot more excruciating and very emotionally exhausting experience to have to go through more of those transcripts and nonsense, because we're still going to be getting some more transcripts. We didn't get transcripts for the past court dates, so we're going to go through those and scrutinize the Crown statements because they were awful and unnecessary. Should just charge the girl who assaulted me in the first place. Am I harping about that? I hope not. Sounds like I am. No, I'm just giving myself an opportunity to talk about it. So that's what's giving me a little bit more empowerment, is to like be confident in like what I believe is right. No, I know I should not be assaulted, and that's not fair. So yeah, I was threatened again. So all this is going down, and I was threatened. And impactor would probably concern you of what happened is that like Professor D multiple times. Oh my God, I didn't show you what I got here, so I'll get back to my story. I got this Kirby thing, and I took out the first thing, and it has a thing in his mouth. This is the cutest. What the heck? He's like sucking in something. Cute Kirby gummies. Oh, tasty. Okay, so yeah, multiple times I got somehow like verbally assaulted for. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Verbally assaulted by Professor D, threatened me. He's violent, and oh, you've tried them before. They're tasty. I'm glad I got these. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, really quick. I'm going to say Professor D, yeah, it caused me some grief, and I kept it under wraps for the sake of being part of that group, because I liked having those friends. And, but like, it was weighing on my self-esteem. And already my self-esteem had been damaged. I haven't been in a relationship since 2021, because that's just too difficult. I think I have. Well, not anything I could consider a relationship. So that was an awful experience, and just want to say, be careful of those you associate with, and watch for red flags. That's it. And I saw these red flags, and I didn't act on it. And that's another reason why I feel like I'm being more empowered, because like I'm actually not putting up with that shit anymore. Keeping shit quiet just so others can enjoy ratting on me. That's not fun. It's not fun at all. Bullying is not acceptable. I don't like bullying, and those who get bullied should be recognized. Getting bullied. There's a whole bunch of flavors. James, The flavors are exploding out of my mouth. Okay, they're in Japanese. Darn. Do I need to Google Translate this? The last time I tried to do a Google Translate, let me tell you, it's tasty flavor. Probably one's a strawberry. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Here, let me give you guys one. Let me give you guys one to try. Let me give you guys this little guy. He's a little banam. Banam. Oh, it's tasty. Here, eat it. No. Nice. Let me figure out what this one is. I could probably just Google it. And it would give me the answers. Who makes this? Oh, it's a Bandai? No. It's a Bandai branded. Of course. Is it Bandai? Flavor. Here we go. Peach, lemon, and apple. Yeah, these are all different flavors. Peach is awesome. The lemon. Which one is the lemon? The lemon is probably the last one I had, which is great. And apple. Yeah. It smells super fruity, and it's like making my face get tense because it's just like so sweet and tasty. So what I wanted to mention is that like I have to cut down my sugar intake, and I have a lot, and I'm celebrating because I've been doing such a good job the past few weeks. Except for that pizza I bought, which I'm eating today. So the sugar really kills me. It seems, and I was probably already aware of it, but not acting on it, just how such a sugar binge every day, that it's really affecting how I behave, how my health is, how my body responds to things, how anxious I might be. It all comes, well, sugar is a huge factor. And I've noticed by cutting down sugar in my life, I'm feeling a lot better. There's a lot of things that are changing as a result of that. Impactor. Also, Deceptikitty, my next stop motion is Blaster radioing for help. That's what the copy and pasted stop motion I was talking about. Okay, copy and paste. Copy and paste. So I guess there's a lot of scenes that go back and repeat. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I love that scene. That's a really great scene. One thing, here's a funny quirk, and it might be hard, but there are some animation errors. Oh, one, for example, is not an error, but like where Devastator slams on Sludge, his eyes pop up in a very animated way. And if you could include that in the stop motion, that would be awesome. But there's things like, for example, where Hot Rod is falling into Unicron's belly, and he's on a spike, and he falls after the rest of them. As he slides off, his animation cell is like out of line with the background. I don't know, something like that. This is an idea. Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. If you can include an animation error, it's like a one-frame thing, I'm sure, but that's just giving my flavor on it. Kirby Energon? It's super Energon. Yo, the suit stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. Really good. So yeah, I'm celebrating today with a little bit of candy and fructose. It was really not good for me. Really, really not good for me. And I'm glad I'm able to cut down on that because it was a little bit difficult. I had a little bit of a dependency on sugar. Every day I'd have to have a sugar binge before I could fall asleep. I don't know how that works. My brain works, telling me I have to have sugar. Boy, that's good though. Another thing I want to be able to catch up on is doing some art. I told myself I would do art every day, 30 days or 31 days. Is it 30 days in October? With artwork for Inktober. That didn't really work out, but I figured I could still catch up. That's something I want to do now that I'm taking back my life. I don't have to worry about nonsense as much anymore. Oh, I don't know if I remember. I think I did this. It was Halloween stream, right? So that was when I did that paper mache. That was a lot of fun to do that on stream. So this is where I'm at with my Dr. Arkeville helmet. So this is Bondo, and boy oh boy, is this stuff. It's cool to work with, but like it's hard to file down because it's rock solid. So this is just the base, I guess. And a few things I have to tweak. So I don't know if you guys can notice, but my ears, if I put my head straight, one ear is up here. No, one ear is down here. This one is lower, and this one is higher. So like, my head is kind of shifted a little bit. So to make this, it takes a little bit of creativity to get this just right, because this line has to be straight, but at the same time, it has to swoop over like a little bit higher over here. So that worked out. Seems to have worked out, and it looks normal at a glance, right? Nobody's going to actually notice that my head is lopsided, but they're going to see if it's a straight line, right? If it goes like ear to ear. So that it does. This needs a little bit more work. I need to add a little bit more mass here. All the way around, I want to add a little bit more layer, just some thickness. And then right here, I want to fill that in. And then I could sand it down and start adding some gribbles. Gribble, I think, is what you call that stuff they used in the Star Wars prop department, where they're like putting all the gribbles on the Millennium Falcon. Baxter says, so what I do is I take pictures of the entire scene from my computer and then take pictures of the character moving as I erase the pictures. Excuse me. So what I do is take the pictures of the entire scene. Oh, right. I understand. So you got the backdrop, and then you have the characters. You're doing the characters, and each character frame, you're deleting the background of a character and just using that main backdrop as a background. I think, is that how they? I think I've seen other stop motion people do it. That's cool. How do they do that? Oh yes, I remember why they would do that, because they have like a stand. Well, let's say like someone's doing like a flying kick or something like that, right? They have like a stand that they can adjust, and it with like knobs, and it moves, and like it might have arms that they can manually position. And in order to do that seamlessly, they have a picture of the background, and they'll just erase that arm that's attached to the back, like a stand holder or something like that. So I get you. So copy and pasting. Got it. I'm a Photoshop kind of guy, so that's the mentality. I'm thinking about layers. You have your background layer, and then you can animate with Photoshop too. So as a matter of fact, that might be pretty easy to do in Photoshop. Like you would have your background layer, and each subsequent layer is the next frame. That's how it goes in one mode. Yep, that's how I do it, but instead I use my hand instead to hold it. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Freakenstein was doing a bunch of stop motion stuff when I was encouraging him. Well, I offered to 3D print him like one of those stands. It's just something with like a rack and pinion, like a gear and like a straight bar with gears on it. And like as you turn the knob, like the holder or one axis would move. That way you could do like fine adjustments every frame. Just move it a little bit, it moves out. So I saw that's like a really cool stop motion tool. And I figured, hey, if you're into stop motion, you could use one of those. But if you can use your hands and efficiently edit that out. But you must have some type of trick to it, because you get your frames really smooth, every frame to frame. It doesn't seem like there's much or at all jitter, like you have it really right on. And I'm sure you have a program for that. There's some onion skin or something, like you can analyze the previous frame and the next frame to make sure that like your current frame figures in the middle. I tried doing stop motion. I'm absolutely terrible at it, but I am definitely an enthusiast. I'm an enthusiast. I love stop motion. Boy, I grew up on like that Tim Burton stop motion, Nightmare Before Christmas, and there was that Rankin Bass, that dentist. What was that? The one with the abominable snowman. Which one was that one? But there was the Rudolph one. Remember that? Okay, so the Kirby one is my least favorite. And that's the apple one. Well, I guess considering it's like it's a mild apple. It's not a crazy apple. It's a nice soothing apple. And this one is this. Oh, this is another Kirby. Is this lemon? No, this one's peach. Yum. Sorry, my tie's hanging here. I don't know why. Well, I had them in court, that's why. I wore my Mario tie to court. I also wore this to Anthony's wedding, so I kind of had my suit ready to go. Where's my Mario tie? Where else am I in taking back my life? Well, with respect to my work, yeah, work is a whole other thing. That's its own animal. I have my own reasons for doing the weird stuff I do at work. Policies I make for my customers. People are crazy. Public is crazy, and people will take advantage of anything, especially if I'm in the electronics game. Like, people steal cars a lot in Toronto, and the next thing to steal is electronics, so I deal with potentially a lot of difficult situations. Hermie the dentist elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh, right. Yeah, the dentist was in Rudolph. So what was the other one? Oh, it was the Snowman. What? No. Snowman was the narrator. I'm pretty sure there was 2 Rankin Bass stop motion movies. Bass. Some Christmas. The Year Without Santa Claus, is that? Oh my, it's a whole bunch of Rankin Bass stop motion movies. I had no idea. Rankin Bass. Rudolph. Little Drummer Boy. Frosty the Snowman. I guess that's the one I was thinking of. Boy, it's been a long time since I watched those. Well, Christmas is coming up. No time like Christmas to watch that kind of stuff. They're fun. Fun shows. Fun shows. Yeah. Brings back memories. Sometimes memories are not the things that make me happy. But good times. So yeah, a few more things. So the inside is still paper mache. It's made with glue, so potentially if this gets moist, that glue could reactivate. So I'm going to cover this. I got some primer. I'm going to fill that up. And then maybe it's like super fitting on my head. I don't think I could put much more in it than just a layer of paint. Good fit, especially even if I had my hair. Yeah, I miss those shows quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit I miss those shows. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, there has to be a good time to watch it. You just watch these things whenever. For me, for example, there has to be a time and place. Sometimes these things have the ability to bring back certain memories, and maybe I just always am not emotionally capable of dealing with that stuff at the time, so it's better I remain neutral and not watch anything other than tokusatsu. Oh, another thing I wanted to show off is that I did this, I painted this Metroplex I did when I was a kid. I was like probably 8 to 10 years old. Give me a minute. Give me 1 minute. And I will find that for you. I want to put something on in the meantime. Or maybe I can't. Just give me 1 sec. I'll go get that Metroplex. Okay, took me a while to find this. I have so much stuff. It's crazy, crazy how much stuff I have. It's not fair how much stuff I have. So this box, I remember this box. This box has been in this state for more than 20 years. I don't think this box has been opened in at least 15 years. I know it's in here. So I started this project. I started painting all of my Transformers, as a matter of fact. So I had like all of their eyes I would paint. And like I started this, and as you can see, that's a stale smell. A little bit of paint, a little bit of plastic. So yeah, piece and pieces still. I don't know if I have the screws anymore. I do not, so I'm gonna have to figure out new screws. So let's see what I did. Like I had this vision, I don't know what, but I still remember it, of this blue Metroplex. I think I saw some artwork. And maybe I should fix my camera so I could focus better. But I used, at the time, all I had was that Tester's enamel paint. Once or twice I got like a model car, and like these, I think it was Tester's, that was the brand of the model cars. And I ended up getting these Tester's paints because that's just what was available at Kmart, I think it was. Well, I distinctly remember Kmart. I just posted the copy and paste video now. Cool! That's awesome. Can I share it? Oh, you know what I should do? Because I'm subscribed and like I'm wondering, am I going to see it on my feed? Let's just give a test. Oh, I've been watching this guy, Japanese Nomad, this Nomad-san in Japan. Dude, this guy's awesome. No, didn't come up on my feed, unfortunately. Okay, I gotta search for it. Oh, here it is, stop motion, 5 minutes ago. Sweet. Yes! Okay, he gives me permission. Okay, I'm gonna... It's the newest video. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pause the music for a sec. Play this. Screen share. Cool, cool. So this is a cool scene, actually. So because those Constructicons are like flying in, let's watch that again. That was awesome. Sound wave. Well, nice. Yeah, nice. And you had that pause there as he was like changing directions. That's really cool. So I forget what there is. There's some type of animation error where there's like 2 of the same Constructicons or something like that. I forget, but I'm sure you'll catch it because you're looking at this in super crazy detail. That's cool. Thanks for sharing that, Impactor. Yeah, stop motion's really hard. And I see what you're saying now. Okay, I didn't understand. I thought like okay, that's cool. You're actually using like the background of the movie as the background. That's awesome. Oh yeah, Metroplex. So I'm pretty sure I saw this in a magazine or something, or a picture. So I started here, and I had like these ideas of details. And inner knee I even painted for some reason. I don't think that gets shown. And then here, I have this black, you can see it has like this more matted texture. Same with this blue one. Yeah, that's right. So this blue one is what I would use on the Autobot's eyes. And this black one, I'm not sure. It seems like one of those acrylic hobby paints, art paints. Okay, let's see what else I painted here. So, you know, I have this. I pulled it out. It's time I finish this. I will actually, like, finish it and make it look really cool. Dirge during blasting Autobot City has ramjet colors. Ah, cool. Yeah, I dig those animation errors. Oh, I see why it's not coming apart, because it's not screwed together. Oh, there we go. Oh, and I painted this. Yeah, I remember how much time it took, because I had to do so many layers just to get it, and that came out really nice. I was, how old was I? So I was living in Sudbury. So this would have been after 1992. But before Beast Wars, so that's before 1995. So in 1992, I was 6 or 7 years old. In 1995, I was 9 or 10 years old, so somewhere between there. It's only the prototype video once Mr. Magnus sends me my care package. It has Kingdom Blaster in it, then do Soundwave, and the rest of stop motion. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Mr. Magnus is sending you some stuff to put in your stop motion. He's got a lot of stuff, so interested to see what you get there. Yeah, this paint, it turned out really well, but there still is some speckles and dust, bumps. I did so many layers, it's hard to avoid that, especially if I didn't have like a clean work area. It was a clean work area, but it wasn't necessarily dust-free. And I painted black the grill and the outline and the dots. I did a real clean job. Oh, I did a really good job. Over here you can see like this, how it comes out. Like it takes a lot of effort and a lot of layers to do that. So to get that one within the lines each time was difficult. And I had no stencils, so you could see I went over the lines a little bit there. Let's see if I can adjust this. Autofocus. There we go. You got it, autofocus. Hey, that worked for a sec. Maybe not. Oh, that's the best my thing can focus. All right, that's fair. Why am I showing this one part? I'm interested in this part. I'm interested to see how well I went within the lines. That wasn't easy, and I tried so hard. Yeah, it seems like I tried so hard that I didn't even want to go into the panel line. So there's like a little fraction of a millimeter border from that panel to the panel line itself. So man, yeah. And then this obviously I was going to paint up here, and I didn't get there yet. But you could see like each layer has like some transparency to it. So it takes a lot of layering. This took a long time. What else do I got here? Well, it would have taken a long time if I would have finished it. Obviously, this part wasn't done. Let's see. So I did the arm. This is the complete arm, it seems, with some black outline. I painted this sticker part, which obviously didn't come out well. I didn't paint that inside? Oh, right. Yeah, because it gets scratched. I guess that's why I didn't paint it, because obviously it would get scratched off. But this paint feels so solid. Maybe it wouldn't get scratched off. Oh, here's his kneecap. Or toe, I guess. That's his toe. And his toe I painted separate. I hope you can complete your customized Metroplex soon. Thanks, James. Me too. He doesn't have any rubber on his side. I'm gonna deck this shit out. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but I'm gonna make it as good as possible and with the least amount of effort as possible. It'd be a good project to work on and finish. So this is like his leg, and I wanted it to look like a chrome blue. That was my intention. Oh, here we go. That's actually chrome blue. Oh, that's because it's chrome underneath. That's why. I wanted it also to look like this, because this is really nice. What part is this? Is this his leg? Yeah, that turned out really nice. This tester is blue on this chrome piece. Really dug that. I think that may have been, had a lot to do with the inspiration of this thing. Yeah, it must be his calf. And there's a bunch of pieces here that I haven't done yet. Yes, I did the legs, an arm, this gun piece, because this one's also chrome. So the one that flips out of his chest. And I did some red. Yeah. Cool. So, a lot of pieces missing. In fact, I'm missing his head. Oh no. Am I? I have the rub sign though. So that, you know what that means? That means I just have to 3D print it then. So that makes it more fun, as a matter of fact. I can like customize all these parts. Yes. That's what I'll do. And I'll do this for fun. So I'm gonna do this. I don't know where I should post this. Should I post it in the Deceptikitty Discord channel? Does anyone want another Discord channel to flip through? Complete your Metroplex like a Christmas advent calendar, one day at a time. Oh, that's not a bad idea. And around Christmas, Christmas time normally is a time for me to be in solitude. I like to do around Christmas time like art projects and things like that. Or tech projects and coding projects, some kind of project, music project. One day at a time, that would be interesting because then I could like schedule it every day. I have a little bit of time I put aside for my Metroplex. Totally. That would be really fun. As a matter of fact, each day I print a new part. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. I didn't do this one. A lot of pieces missing, like his stacks on his shoulders. Is that built in? Pretty sure those were built in. Yeah, at the time I had 2 Metroplexes, and I was okay with taking this one apart because I already had one on display, I believe. Well, I know I had it. Yeah, so I love my Metroplex. There's some screws, and there's a pin. Oh, this is like a ratchet, so there's a spring. Well, that's cool. I get to show off what the mechanism is inside. And that's another thing why I love Transformers. I love taking things apart in general. So the engineering of these Transformers fascinates me. And you can see there's a spring with like a little spearhead there. And that probably somehow works as a ratchet. Click, 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 click. Also, if you are available, I'm doing a live tomorrow. Sweet. Cool. What time? Are you doing an afternoon live? If you're doing an afternoon live, I'll tune in. I'm on the fly. I just fixed my wireless headphones so I could listen in, tune in while I'm working or whatever. Absolutely. So, if anyone's available, tune in tomorrow sometime for Impactor Productions Transformer stop motion doing live stream. That'd be fun. Be interested to see how you work. And then, yep, close to 5 or 6. Okay, great. That's awesome. That works really well. Eastern Standard Time, I'm assuming. And yeah, sometime later will be Party Paul stream in the Rad Zone on the Party Paul Go YouTube channel, which I think I missed his last week, unfortunately. Also, anyone can join. Awesome. Everyone join. Anyone join Impactor's stop motion goings on. What else is going on? Oh, I enjoyed showing off the Metroplex so much. I had other things going on. This is like the highlight, I guess. Well, there are some negative things that have been going on, but like I'm coming out with control over my own existence from that. So it's not all negatives. But I suppose one takeaway is that there's bullying when you're kids, and then there's also bullying when you're adults. Customers can bully you, employers can bully you, friends can bully you, and that's not acceptable. And it's not easy it's not easy to leave a bad relationship. It's not easy to leave a job that's treating you poorly. It's not easy to unfriend someone. But bullying is not acceptable. You're not alone, my friend. Thanks, Impactor. We are all not alone. Um, as Transformers 1 put it, we are all one. But we actually have to believe that. And if we believe that, everything's cool. And for the most part, everything is cool. Like, people are, in the most part, cool. But then there are bullies. And then like, I'm not going to say how to manage that, but Vangelance once said that you have to manage your immediate environment. So, like, you have to do what you have to do in your immediate vicinity. Right on. Thanks, James. You're all not alone. The next Evangelion movie. You are not alone. I think that is an Evangelion movie. Yeah. So it's important to have good people and like and just correspond with good people, with good values, with good thoughts, with good minds, and to not surround yourself with negativity, and like, just having that in your environment is a bad thing, and it'll bring you down. I shouldn't talk about it. It brings me down. But hanging out with good people brings me up. That's like, it's quite like, why would anyone hang out with bad people? Sometimes I'm alone. Sometimes I don't have the confidence to go out and maybe do things. So I stick to my immediate crew, although maybe sometimes I experience abuse, and that's not right. And it's hard to walk away from something that I see good things in, and I see potential in. But if in the immediate moment if it's not working, then just read the flags. So that's my talk on bullying. Ankylosaur was a character in a tokusatsu I just watched. Should I be calling these Godzilla movies tokusatsu? I think they're just kaiju movies. Tokusatsu is... the hell do I know? This was a character in one movie, the Ankylosaur, because I think this was a movie after the Godzilla movie. So Godzilla was presumed dead, and there was a new beast coming, and they had to figure out how to deal with it. It's an Ankylosaur. I forget what they called it. Yeah. Some of them are not the greatest movies. Yes, Godzilla is technically considered tokusatsu. Oh, okay, cool. Being around TFCon, that's truly prime. Yeah. Being around TFCon is truly prime. It's truly, truly, truly prime. When I was a kid, I used to fantasize about going to BotCon, and I remember when that Vince DiCola thing was happening. I was because I was a musician. I was a pianist when I was that young, and I was into Vince DiCola, and I listen to his CD on my portable CD player all the time, and yeah, so he did that concert there, and I thought that was awesome. And I would download all this crazy stuff from the internet, all these like clips, and take an hour to download like a 3-second audio clip. And then TFCon happened. Oh, no, no, no. I went to a BotCon. I ended up going to a BotCon in 2000 in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and then 2001 in, I forget where that one was. It wasn't far from there. But now I've changed for the good and no longer a bad person of bully. Oh, are you saying you're a bully? Impactor was a bully? Okay. That's funny. I can't see that, but all right. Good for you. Good for you for transforming. Now that's what I call transformative. We're all transformers. You're a transformer. I'm a transformer. We are all able to transform, and it's a good thing to do a self check and just see maybe I've transformed without even noticing, and to see what's changed about me and my perspective and thoughts and outlook. Look at the comment above. Look at the comment above. I used to be. Oh, I missed that one. I'm sorry. I used to be an unfortunate bully, but not like a typical bully we see today. More of a nice and bad bully, you could say. A nice and bad bully. A very well thought out bully. The kind of bully that's nice but gets what they want. Kind of bully who's maybe passive aggressive. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I know that kind of bully. I know that kind of bully. All too familiar with that kind of bully. Kind of bully that might gaslight you into doing something or not doing something. I know that kind of bully. Just soft bullies. Toxic though. That's good. It's good you recognize that, dude. That's awesome. I wasn't always a nice person. I had problems of my own, and it's hard to recognize those things. It's hard to recognize like the bad social habits. Yeah, they don't come from nowhere though. Like you don't just come up with these bad habits on their own. Like it's a result of something, and it's really awesome that we're able to reflect and change and take power of our own beings. To a degree, we don't have free will, or maybe I should. To a degree, we have free will. We have free will to choose to change. Um, and sometimes I might argue we have no free will at all because, like, we are biological in nature and we respond to stimulus, whether it's environmental or local, or yeah, that makes sense. But no, I'm feeling positive. So we have free will, and we do have that ability to change and recognize what we may see what we can improve in ourselves. Also, what's the movie behind you that you're playing? Okay, so this is part of that movie Godzilla marathon. Right now, it says on the top left, Godzilla versus Gigan. Godzilla versus Gigan. So let's look at that up because I'm not familiar with all those Gojira movies. So this is technically, like my friend was saying in Japan, this is not, you don't, if you're talking to a Japanese person, you don't call this a Godzilla movie. This is Gojira. Gojira. It's spelled with katakana characters. Gojira. And let's see about this one. I'm going to spell Godzilla versus Gigan. Oh, but of course it's called Godzilla because when they anglicize this movie, when they put it in English, like the English name is Godzilla. Oh, and also like the script has changed, I'm pretty sure, on the English one. So this is a 1972 Japanese kaiju film directed by Jun Fukada, written by Shinichi Sekizawa, and produced by Tomoyuki Tanaka, with special effects by Teruyoshi Nakano. Remember those names. I'm sure they appear in all those, or at least a bunch of those movies. Gojira versus Buzzsaw Belly. Also, I read that one. I love Godzilla vs. Gigan. The main character is a comic book artist. Ooh, cool. Well, that's right on. Something you relate to. Do you relate to that comic book artist? Is he a redeemable character in your opinion? Oh, so I read the first line of a review. So someone gives it a review and he says it's a Godzilla movie. Were you expecting an Oscar-worthy film? uh, so yeah, if you're watching a Godzilla movie, you should know what you're in for. No, all of us are the scum of the earth. Wait, what? Also, I just all you comic book artists, all you greasy comic book artists are the scum of the earth. Impactor says, also, I just got new internet, so now I have faster internet. And with that came with two things, Netflix and Max. I guess HBO Max, which has all of Godzilla. Oh, cool. Nice. Now you can binge Godzilla movies. Who in the United States provides internet and television? Like, we have a handful of providers here in Canada, which kind of makes things crazy. You guys got a whole bunch. So who would do that? Would it be Sprint offering internet? Sprint used to be a phone company. I have them all on Blu-ray. Yeah, Ninja's a proponent of physical media. He supports that physical media stuff. I'm all about the digitizing, man. Digitize it, man. Digitize my brain. Create a backup. There's actually a religion. I was watching this funny documentary. It wasn't necessarily funny, but it had a sense of humor about it. And it was looking into these strange religions around the world. And there was one religion in Finland, was heavy metal religion. It was like, I think it was Christian, but it was like a heavy metal church, which was cool. And then there was this other religion where there's no real deity, there's no real spirituality. It's just the religion is based on the initiative to be able to back up a human mind into something digital. It's just that's the pursuit of that is the religion. The practice of that. Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Nice. Can you hear me now? Is that what it says? Can you hear me now? I'm noticing my memory is going. I was just talking about something I forgot. It's because I haven't eaten much today. What else do I have going on? I have some of these choco pies. Choco pies is one of these cravings I get. It's by Lotte, which is a good company. In Japan, they make a lot of good sweets that I've enjoyed. So this one is a banana flavor. I usually get like the milk flavor or like the, not necessarily chocolate flavor, it's like a milk tea flavor. So I picked up this banana one, assuming it would be good. I'm counting on them succeeding. I would like to become a robot, right? Right? Yeah, totally. Absolutely. So, this is just like, I don't know, a Joe Louis, I guess, of some sort, but, you know, Japanese, so it's definitely smaller. A little bit, yeah, just about that. Can I crumble this without making a mess? Oh yeah, no mess. Look at that, nice and moist. Oh, and it's got a little bit of marshmallow on the inside. I forgot it's marshmallow. Cool. It's not yellow like the packaging. That's definitely yellow. Banana yellow. All right. A little on the dry side. My fam updated our Verizon, so now we don't really have cable anymore. But better, as I said, internet. Nice. Cable. Like cable TV. I haven't had TV in a long time. In fact, I made the most money in my life selling television, IPTV. So I was a TV guy. I was a TV guru. I was actually the biggest seller in the world. I've made records that people still haven't beaten. But I don't watch TV necessarily. Like, from a young age, I found that I'm kind of glued to the TV. Like, when I start watching, it's like it becomes a problem. Or consciously don't watch TV. I don't have cable or anything like that. I would like to become a transforming super robotic life form. I would like that. I would like that very much. I'd like to be a pretender. That'd be cool. You could like change back to your human form. That'd be neat. I want bionic legs. Like what's her name? Jessica Morgan from Return of Optimus Prime. Yo, that episode is like, wow! I used to watch that so much because it was on VHS at the time. They released it by FHE, so my grandparents were able to rent it for me every once in a while. And man, I loved that episode so much. Well, I loved all of the episodes on FHE. That was like my universe of Transformers for a long time when I was that young. So like, you know, my initial view of life was those FHE Transformers. Also, since Mr. Magnus is sending me a Megatron gun, I updated my Siege Megatron with red in his leg like his G1 toy. Cool. Yeah, he's sending you that pistol that looks like Megatron with the blast effect in it. That looks cool. I want to be a headmaster. Ooh. Being a headmaster. Would you be the kind of headmaster that, like, who is a separate entity from the full Transformer, or would you be the head? Would you, like, who's an example? Scorponok. Because his body doesn't have a personality. It's just Zarek. And he calls himself Scorponok when he's big. I have that complex too. I don't know why I said that. What do I call myself when I'm big? Gojira. Ultraman. I'm taking Hardhead as my headmaster fan. Okay, Hardhead. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. I like, of those four, I like Brainstorm the most. I've always been a Brainstorm guy. He's a brainiac. And I felt like I related to him. I'd be partnered with Fortress Maximus. That'd be cool, James. Dude, that's heavy. Whole city. Who would I partner with? Yeah, like I said, Brainstorm. Yeah, since I was a kid, I've always been a Brainstorm guy. I really like Brainstorm. We'll probably partner with Brainstorm. Like, I could get creative and like pick another Transformer who isn't already a headmaster, but yeah, of the headmasters, I would say Brainstorm. He's cool. Who else is cool? There's that detective, pulp detective in the Transformers comic. What's his name? Oh, no, what's his name? As if I'm forgetting names. Oh yeah, like I said, I haven't eaten much today. Like one slice of pizza I had. The Matrix Quest. That's his name. Nightbeat, dude. How did I forget that? He's cool too. I like his character, especially from the well, his holy character is really from the comics. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool, but he's more of a solo kind of thing. Does he have a partner? Does his head have a character, or is it just Nightbeat? I think in the comics it was just Nightbeat. I should reread those comics. I think it was James that was telling me I should reread that Transformers Nightbeat Lug. Oh, is that his head, Master? Yeah, James was telling me I should reread that Generation 1 where they did that issue 81 to 100 again. I remember reading it. I had really high hopes. Man, my hopes were so high. I guess I set them too high. And I enjoyed it, but I was a little bit disappointed because I guess it didn't happen how I expected it to happen. But all in all, I actually forget what happened, so I do have to reread those Regeneration 1 comics. Nightbeat Headmaster. Oh, his partner is Muzzle. Is it? Oh dear, I've been wearing this a while. So long that it's actually hurting my head. I don't know why. Is it because it's hard, not foamy? Man. It's like it's not able to breathe, my head. Right on my forehead too. Yeah, in this area that was on this plastic part. Oh man, again, that's what happened when I was making it in the first place. My skin can't breathe. That's no good. Well, I have to head to bed. Now, as my final thing, I'm remaking the Shuttle Attack stop motion with the new stuff I get besides that. See you guys tomorrow till R1. Rock and roll, dude. Right on. Thanks for coming, man. Awesome. Look forward to your stuff. And, yeah, shuttle scene. Looking forward to that. Awesome. You already started the Shuttle Attack, which was, I saw a preview of that, which was looking great. Looking really great. I love it. First blows in, but it's like toilet paper, like, just like effects. Very cool, very cool, very well done. Very believable too. The box is like the door. Your toy box is like the door, and it like blows in. It's just like blast effects happening. It was good. It's really well done. I'm only on time. 9:30. We're doing all right. Yeah, Nightbeat's a cool character. Who else could I be as a headmaster? I'm more of a solo bot, anyways. But yeah, I'm a little bit reluctant to partner up with the bot. I think that's my problem. I have to be my own character. That's red. Yeah. I want legs. I want cybernetic legs like Jessica Morgan. And I want an exosuit. Cyborg. I'm all about the cyborg thing. So since I was a kid, those cybernetic legs, I was enthralled with them. Just obsessed. I wanted to have those cybernetic legs. Well, Dr. Morgan, she can walk again. Oh, and like whenever I would see like cool shoes, I would always have that like, oh, does it look like the feet? It wasn't really drawn very well, the feet, but like I think of like if I could find shoes that like has that air to it that looks like that exoskeleton there, I would be all over those. I picked up some Nike shoes. I think it cost me like $300. I'm not even a Nike shoe kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy. I have wide feet. I can't wear these Nike shoes. But I saw these cool looking Nike shoes that looked super robotic. Dropped the $300. I walked down to the food court. I walked back up to the Nike store. I said, these hurt my feet so bad I cannot wear them. Because my feet, I guess, are so comparatively wide. And he said, it'll break in, it'll break in. Oh my God. I love those shoes so much. I tried to break it in. If I walked a minute, my feet would be in pain. But I broke them in. Broke them in eventually. By the time I broke them in, I wore them out. If there was a crossover for Transformers, what heroes do you want the Autobots to team up with except DC and Marvel? Astro Boy? That's the first one that comes to mind. Astro Boy would be cool because he's a robot. And Astro Boy's gimmick, at least in one iteration, is that he talks to robots. And he's able to communicate in a level that others aren't. So maybe he's able to communicate with, I don't know, Teletran 1, like better than the Autobots or Decepticons can. Or maybe he's able to interface with one of Wheeljack's creations or something like that. I don't know, Dinobots. For sure, Dinobots. Oh, man. Uran and the Dinobots. Mario and Luigi. Cool. Yeah, that's a good one. Totally, totally. The Plumbers. The Plumbers. Who's another one? Who's another cool character that would team up with Transformers? I thought of, like, what's a cool anime I really like? I thought of Legend of Galactic Heroes, but that would not be a good crossover. Legend of Galactic Heroes just doesn't have that type of room for science fiction-y super life-form robots. So that wouldn't jive. Ninja Turtles would be cool, but they kind of did that with the toy recently. They didn't do like a comic or anything, I don't think. A Voltron crossover would be pretty decent. Now Bandai territory. What about Power Rangers crossover with Transformers? Either Science Ninja Team Gatchaman or Sailor Moon and the Sailor Guardian. Sailor Moon Transformers crossover would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah. That could work. Sailor Moon is a little bit more of a drama. But why change the Sailor Moon theme when you could just bring in the Transformers and create a drama with that? Like, you can use some characters like Black Arachnia and Silverbolt, for example, and bring them into the Sailor Moon universe. That would work. Yeah, I love Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon's awesome, actually. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember going through that. Oh, and specifically the Japanese version. Like, I watched it on TV. It was all right. But then I watched the Japanese version. I'm like, this shit is amazing. Holy cow. That was such a good show. It was crazy good. I think it was like sometime, I forget what season, but I'm like, wow. This is so good. Who else would cross over well? I guess I don't get out enough to think about what else exists other than Transformers and the like. Robotech? That's cool. Yeah, TF Ultron would be cool because they both premiered in '84. Oh yeah. Yeah, and you could like blanket take a bunch of those mid '80s TV shows, Thundercats. Oh, speaking of crossovers, there was supposed to be that G.I. Joe Transformers movie that was supposed to be happening. Or at least there was some quote unquote talk about it. But Hasbro said that they're pulling the plug on investing their own money into media. Like, they're not going to be investing any money in Transformers movie, and like they're not going to be putting money in a My Little Pony movie. But what they will be doing is they will be licensing out the brand so that other people can pay for these movies. I find that strange, and Aaron Archer did he kind of put this a little bit into perspective, or at least he described it very articulately, is that like they're going into the licensing game, and they're even going as far as like changing their headquarters to Massachusetts. Like, they're getting in a different era of how they're doing business, and it's like they've realized by doing the toys themselves and not licensing it out, they're taking the risks themselves. Like, let's look at, for example, in 2022's, yeah, TF and Mighty Orbots, that's a given. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, for sure, Mighty Orbots would work. All those century shows. What else? There's like Orgus, Southern Cross. I think it's another one of those century shows. Is it Southern Cross? One of those Macross things was part of that century thing. What was I talking about? Shit. Brain fart. Ah. Oh, I was on something. That's funny. Well, it just means I need to eat something. I'll survive. I'll survive the next 20 minutes or so. Mighty Orbots. I should rewatch Mighty Orbots. I haven't seen it in a long time. Oh yeah, thank you, Ninja. Thank you, Ninja, for listening. Licensing and Transformers. So the Transformers G.I. Joe movie, like that was, they were talking about doing that, but Hasbro's like, we're not going to be investing in movies anymore. So like either D. Bonaventura has to put in all the money, him and Michael Bay, and produce it themselves. But that's so strange. Like, if what is the license based on? What is the value of the license based on? I guess it would be on like its appeal and its marketability and desire in the market. So if Hasbro's not developing their own Transformers and they're not making their own media to sell those Transformers, what at some point the license is there's going to lose interest because it's just third parties and movie production companies and outside writers who are going to be contributing to the lore and stuff like that. Sure, they'll have guidelines of what they can say and not say to a certain degree, but like for the most part, it would be done outside. So as to not have as much continuity between all these companies, one from one company to the next, third party companies and production companies. So in my opinion, that would devalue the franchise, that would devalue the license. It's hard to say, but and I'm sure it's hard for Hasbro to even say. Clearly, they don't know how to manage things. Like, let's look at, for example, in 2022, they had that whole debacle where they had everything going to Ollie's and Ross with the Black Panther Shuricopter stuff that was on clearance all over the place and just couldn't sell. Is that they invested too much in a license from Marvel, and they overproduced, and they probably knowingly overproduced because like that 2021 was a fluke. Like everyone knew that was a huge spike because, or is it 2021 or 2020? Well, 2021 and then 2020 and then 2021 was a big selling year. Ninja not that different, not that different than the comics then. Those are all written by the publishers. Well, I guess so. Yeah, the comics is always like a different narrative. Like even since the Marvel days, it's been slightly different. Although it was like they told Marvel to like basically create, Bob Budiansky at Marvel got that to create the Transformers storyline based on the Japanese Diaclone and other toys. So yeah, that's true. Oh darn, I forgot what I was talking about again. Oh shit. Yeah, if Hasbro's not making these toys and they're just licensing it out, and then Ninja made the good point that it's always been that way with the comic books. It's always been its own separate narrative to some degree. Yeah, I guess. But the comics has never really taken the main stage of the narrative. The main narrative has always come from something like the comic books, from the cartoon, and the toys are based on the cartoon for the most part. England opened the first Transformers store. I hope it opens worldwide in the future. No way. I think I heard about that. I think I heard about that, and I thought that was ridiculous. But okay, I don't think Transformers sells enough to have their own store. But all right, and of all places in the world to have it in England, all right, not Times Square, England. All right, I'm sure it's just a novelty thing, and it wouldn't be able to sustain itself for very long. Transformers. Oh, UK has a really hard time getting imports in, so that would make sense for those people over there. Okay, that makes sense. Transformers store in UK makes sense because yeah, importing overseas and Hasbro Pulse, that's a nightmare over there. So understandable. They have a Transformers store over there. You're not going to open a Transformers store in Thunder Bay or something like that, just because it's hard to get Transformers up there, though. I could see them licensing comics, movies, and games, but it seems unthinkable that Hasbro wouldn't produce a TV series anymore. Yeah, that was another thing I was thinking. That's true. Like if they're not going to produce movies, then they're probably going to spend their money on some other form of media, and commercials and cartoons is probably going to be the thing, um, or should be the thing. You know. From my understanding of how things work in the toy industry, they should have a cartoon kids can watch so they can sell the toy. It's just that's just the cycle of life, the way of life. Yeah, the comics. It's true. The comics were all different. Hmm. I can't connect the strings. Doesn't necessarily make sense to me, but it also doesn't make sense for them Hasbro to overproduce their Shuricopter in 2022. Um, they should have tested the waters before, but I don't know. They were confident in Black Panther, I guess, and they overproduced that. They pretended they didn't overproduce, but it was evident they overproduced. That following year, before Christmas, they did those layoffs, which was to offset the losses. Because what happens when Hasbro, like for example, when Shuricopters go on clearance? Well, they don't get all the money for the toys they sent out. So let's say a deluxe figure is cost the Walmart $20 each, right? And you have a whole stack of deluxes that don't sell. Well, Walmart is only going to pay like a fraction of the price. So Hasbro is going to renegotiate and say, okay, look, you have all these. They've been on the shelf for 3 months. Obviously not selling. They have to lower the price or something like that. And Hasbro will negotiate and say, okay, we'll sell it to you for $3. Or Walmart would counter and say, we could at the best we could sell it for $3.50, and Hasbro will be like, all right, $3 each. And then usually with these big companies, like they'll pay after the fact. So until they're all sold, Hasbro doesn't get any money. And but maybe a cartoon could just become another licensed product, and they'll just make toys based on whatever is in the show. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Let's say we get a show, for example, something similar to Skybound Comics, and would Hasbro? I feel by what I'm feeling from this whole thing is that if they're going to license out the show, then for sure they're going to license out the toy for to an outside company. They're not going to take that risk on somebody else's show. I feel that's the angle they're going. We're not taking a risk on this, is what Hasbro's thinking. Um, yeah, they're out of that thing. So it seems like they're when they make decisions, when big companies, and I really think I can. The only one I can think of is Hasbro. When they make decisions, it seems like we're going all the way with it. Like it's like we've made this executive decision, and we're going to follow through with it. With the licensing thing, it feels like it's going to be like a blanket thing. It feels that way to me. That's how it feels. I'm not an expert on corporate relations, but that to me is um, Hasbro's been, you know, I could completely be wrong. I was definitely wrong about that comics thing, which is definitely true. And Hasbro has been licensing things out since day one. Transformers, you get Transformers bed sheets, Transformers pencil crayons, Transformers everything. So it's not necessarily out of the ordinary, but I think that they'll be putting more weight on the licensing than depending on their own creativity and output. James says they should have done All Hail Megatron story. Yeah, All Hail Megatron story. Yeah, I like that. I have the whole 4 graphic novel set of that one. Yeah, I like that one. Very Stalin-esque artwork. I particularly like that artwork. I was a little bit of a history buff in high school, so that whole Stalin era, I was interested at the time. Russian um, socialism, yeah, socialism. Cool stuff. Yeah, I like that aesthetic. Propaganda. Oh, propaganda based. That Stalin is very good. Who else was good at propaganda? Well, Nazi Germany was very good at propaganda. Goebbels. Hasbro has to make propaganda. That's an interesting word that I haven't heard in a long time. Propaganda still exists. Marketing is essentially propaganda. You want this toy. You want this toy. Look at the colors. That's propaganda. But that's the kind of propaganda I like. I think propaganda definitely has not gone away, but it's just kind of. I guess when I think of propaganda, I more associate it to like political movements or states or ideologies and things like that. But Hasbro has to make Ninja says Hasbro has to make Transformers with Takara though. They can license out stuff like they are doing now with Super 7, but the real toys they have to make. Yeah, Takara has to make the toys. That's right. Hasbro can design them, but Takara has to be the ones making them. That is the deal, from what I understand. Well, from what Ninja tells me. And Ninja's probably right. Um, so what are they gonna? What are they? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna stop making toys and just license all that out? What's gonna happen at that point? What's gonna happen if Hasbro at some point is like, well, we have all these licensing companies. Why would we break our butts making a risk of making our own toys? Things could change though. They could renegotiate. Yeah, things can always change. Yeah, things can always change. But let's say transfer the only way Hasbro would continue making their own Transformers toys is if their money making was doing well. You can't always say Transformers toys are doing well. In fact, oh, my Toys R Us is closing by like Christmas. My Toys R Us is the only reason I live over here is because there's a Toys R Us over here, and they're closing. Um, I'm really upset about that. Really, really upset. Like I like for the longest time. I remember that Toys R Us opened over here. Pretty sure I remember. Yeah, I know, bummer, man. So all the Transformers are on clearance. Everything's on clearance. Everything's 10% off. I'm sure I can go to the manager and say, look, here's $500. Just give me all your Transformers toys, which I might do. I owe my lawyer some more money, so we'll see. Let's see what comes first. Um, yeah, that's a bummer. But all those toys are on clearance. So unless the Transformers toys are bringing in a surplus of revenue, which the Transformers One line I don't think really is doing that well, why would they continue making toys if they're licensing it out? And the licensing I, can't be that extremely lucrative. Like, I mean, if Hasbro isn't selling Transformers well, how can third party companies sell better than Hasbro could do it? They could do well for themselves being a small third party company, but they can't do Hasbro well. I just don't have that reach. And that, and their product line and the product chain, how things are made start to finish. Like Hasbro's, you know, should have it down. So yeah, it just seems like a downward spiral. Seems like a downward spiral. But that's my opinion, my expert opinion. Here I see John Warden designed a Nightbeat in 2000, the Titan Master 2016 Nightbeat. That's cool. So John Warden's another casualty of the Transformers mismanagement, or the Hasbro's mismanagement. Yeah. You know, Hasbro, sometimes I can agree with what Hasbro does, but at other times it just completely just boggles the mind. Your Toys R Us is closing, bolt scrap. Yeah. Slag. Yeah. I'm pretty vexed. Pretty vexed about that. I was talking to the staff there. Everyone's sad. Everyone's sad about that. This is a real icon of it. This area, it's like the Toys R Us. This is the Toys R Us right next to Square One. This is the Mississauga Toys R Us. This is the Toys R Us people go to when people are at TFCon. If you go at TFCon, this is the closest Toys R Us, and they're closing it. So upsetting, upsetting. Legit, the reason why I live in this condo is because right now I'm looking at Toys R Us. I'm looking at the Toys R Us sign. It's right there. I could have had another unit in the building, which was a lot nicer, but I wanted this unit so I could see that Toys R Us right there. And it's going to be something stupid, like a Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't even know. You know what? I used to work at a Toys R Us, and the toys don't make the store any money. The store is a losing. The toys is a loss for the store. And recently, they just introduced a HMV section, which nothing sells over there. Nothing sells over there. It's terrible. And so they kind of took away the Lego section. Like they moved the Lego to where the video games. They don't have video games anymore. Again, video game is that's a very small margin as well. So I see why they got rid of the video games. And like the vinyl records and like the CDs, that's a big margin. But I guess they couldn't sell. And well, I'm not sure if it's a big margin. I think it's a big margin. To me, it seems CDs should have a big margin, sale margin. So they should be very profitable by having CDs over there instead of video games. Yeah. So yeah, since then, it's only been there a few months. Now they're closing. Yeah, the toys are lost, but the only thing that kept the Toys R Us open was the Babies R Us. That was making bank, making enough money to sustain the Babies R Us and the Toys R Us. So the Toys R Us is literally just the novelty. If you have a Toys R Us or you know of a Toys R Us, it's always going to have a Babies R Us, as far as I'm aware. If it doesn't have a Babies R Us, it's a miracle it's still running, because the toy store itself is not profitable. I find that crazy. Are we out of music? How long have I been going? How long have I been going with awkward silences? Oh yeah, since we played that Impactors thing. That's funny. Well, it's about 5 minutes to closing. I'm gonna close at 10 because I gotta get some eating happening. I don't necessarily want to be eating on screen. Deceptikitty hasn't shown up. I want to show off her little injury there, but that's probably for the best. Don't need to show that off. I'll pop a few more of these Kirby gummies for the road. Man, this peach one's really good. I was swigging my Ramune My Optimus Prime Ramune. Oh yeah, this one's Rise of the Beast. Oh, that's why. There was another can. There was a Bumblebee from Rise of the Beast, and there was an Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. That's what it was. Okay. Weird. I guess we need to get more babies. Yes, indeed, you're right, Ninja. We need more babies. We need more babies to sustain our toy habits. Pretty much. Pretty much. If you're not having kids, you're not getting your toys, boy. That's what's happening here. Keeping that toy store in business. So, yeah, it'd be fun to tune in to Impactor doing his live stream tomorrow. Hope I could tune in, and then tune in to Goober's stream tomorrow. Yeah, pretty sure he's having a stream. Have a good night's rest, Mike and Lana. Hope to see you on Goober's channel. Good night, everyone. Good night, James. Yeah. And then next week, I'm going to do another Taking Back My Life stream. Feels good to be back. I haven't been on here in like 3 weeks. Yeah, I had that trial going on. I think last week I just wasn't feeling it. It was like last minute. Oh yeah, I wasn't even working. I had just taken time off of everything. Like I couldn't do it, couldn't handle it. So I'm back and it feels good. So next week is going to be another empowerment thing. I don't know what I'm going to do. Can't make any promises right now, but I'm not prepared. But by next week, things should be more prepared, and I should have some type of itinerary at least. Beyond that, I'm enjoying my Studio Series Bumblebee. He's cool. So, to everyone, stick to your guns, stay awesome, and I look forward to seeing you all in good health on the next run. Please like and subscribe, and comment and all that. Maybe I'll do Patreon. I have a Patreon, but I never ended up setting it up yet. I have to have a reason to do Patreon. That's all planning for the future. It all has to do with re-empowering myself with my life. So thank you all for joining. Ninja, James, Impactor, you're all awesome. All of you wonderful people. I'll see you next time. Till all are one. Ciao, ciao.